Hey guys, Gary from Midwest Mike's here. Are you looking for a DJ for your next event? Well, call DJ Showtime, 816-260-2056. He can DJ your wedding, a special event, a bar and club event. Whether your event's large or small, DJ Showtime is your guy. He'll play music of all genres, whatever you guys want to hear, that's what he'll play. He's been DJing since 2005, lots of experience. Again, that phone number is 816-260-2056 at DJ Showtime KC34 on Twitter, DJ Showtime 3481 on Snapchat. And remember, this is Gary from Midwest Mike's. Tell him that I sent you. Contact DJ Showtime, 816-260-2056. All right, everybody, welcome into the show this week. I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
And we are Midwest Mike's coming back at you with another episode, episode 61. Currently recording right now as we speak on this Wednesday night. A little later than normal, but we're still getting it done. So welcome into the show.
All right, getting it going. Actually, if there's a few things going on this week and we'll speak of. What's the first thing we want to talk about this week, Gary?
First thing I got on the agenda for me as a Cowboys fan is Jason Witten announced last week that he was going to come out of retirement, leave the Monday Night Football booth, come back for his 16th season with the Dallas Cowboys. They signed him to a one-year deal. It caps out at $5 million on the high end, which that's with a lot of its incentives. From what I read, it's about, I think, like a 2.5 base salary.
Yeah, I got the pulled it up here. It's a $2 million base salary.
Yeah, and then he can earn up to $5 million. So
good move.
I think so. I mean, and you know, they've talked some about a snap count, and I mean, they definitely could have used him last year in that offense. You know, he's a guy that's just got really reliable hands and seems to be able to get open quite a bit. So, you know, as a Cowboys fan, I'm excited about it. I did put something up, you know, on our Snapchat and I think on our Twitter and Facebook, talked about it a little bit. But, I mean, as a Cowboys fan, I couldn't be more excited about this. You know, rather, I still think that it wouldn't hurt to draft somebody in the later rounds this year and let Witten groom them. He can also groom some of those younger tight ends that we had playing last year. It just gives them, you know, another year experience. I don't look for him to go out and set records this year, you know, but I see him getting, you know, 25, 30 snaps a game and, you know, getting anywhere from, you know, 2 to 10 catches a game for 8 first downs.
Yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure if he starts every game. It probably depends on how he's feeling because that's an old body.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll probably see what's going on. I think you guys have a couple of young tight ends that are actually pretty decent, right?
Yeah, a couple guys that did okay last year, yeah.
So I think definitely can help. His leadership will help for sure. His blocking will help for sure. So I think it's a good move by both. Witten was probably feeling the edge all year. He may not have been ready to totally retire yet. He tried the announce thing. By the way, I'm not trying to hate this, but well, I guess I am. He was trash in the booth.
He was really bad on Monday Night Football.
I couldn't believe that they would stick him in there. I mean, I don't know what kind of audition he had, but that was pretty bad. It may have been that, and maybe just not enough chemistry was going on with that crew, but it was pretty rough to watch. Gruden and Tirico were much better. Anyway, so
yeah,
his spot really probably belongs on the field. Definitely will help the Cowboys out, and in a tough division. Yeah, I think it's a good move, but it's a win-win for sure.
Yeah, and he does want to coach in the future. You know, I know Colin Cowherd, who we talk about a lot on the show, I listen to a lot. He was saying that he thinks there's a wink, wink, nod, nod deal between Jason Witten and Jerry Jones, that if they don't have the kind of year that he thinks they should have, that Garrett gets fired and then Witten gets slid into that spot. I think that's a little extreme for a guy that has no coaching experience.
Like make Jason Witten a head coach?
Make Jason Witten the head coach.
No way.
Yeah.
It'd be another yes man.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying that Jason Witten won't be a great coach. I find it hard to believe that all of a sudden he would go from being a player to a head coach of an NFL franchise in 1 year with no coaching experience.
Man,
I can't think.
What a country.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anybody who's ever done that. I mean, not that Mike Singletary was a guy who went from Hall of Fame player to coach, but he worked his way up. Tony Dungy was a player. He worked his way up.
Herman Edwards worked his way
Herman
up.
Edwards. Some of these guys. Obviously, Bill Belichick, he worked his way up. He wasn't really a player in the NFL, but he worked his way up.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, I don't think he played in the NFL, but I mean he.
No, he did. He was O lineman.
Okay,
Or was that just college? I think it was O lineman in the NFL.
Still he put in his time and he worked his way up.
Yeah, that's Holmgren's tree.
Yeah, Holmgren's tree.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but as a Cowboys fan, I'm excited to see Jason Witten play one more year.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think win-win. So, pretty good.
Yep. So let's go ahead and move on to some local news. Kansas City Chiefs. The rumor was it was reported on Twitter by, I can't remember the reporter's name, but that Justin Houston was released. The Chiefs made an announcement a little while later that was not true. That Justin Houston is still under contract with the Kansas City Chiefs, has not been released. It is possible they're kind of shopping him. He still may be released in the next week or so, but I think they are trying to shop him first. Also, Dee Ford did get the franchise tag. I think that was pretty expected from Chiefs fans.
Right.
Dee Ford is not very happy about that, I think, from what I read. But, it's the right move. And I really feel like the Chiefs are going to get a deal done with him before the July deadline.
So
I think they know the importance of that.
I think Justin Houston either being released or traded makes a lot of sense, especially with the switch from the 3-4 to the 4-3. He doesn't fit a 4-3. He doesn't. He just doesn't fit it. He's an outside linebacker for a 3-4, whereas Dee Ford, I think, played D-end at Auburn. So he actually can slide in really well to just that spot. Justin Houston, it makes a lot of sense for that to happen. I don't think you don't see too many. It's like if a guy you think is going to be released and you throw him out as trade bait, only teams that are, seriously interested are going to throw that out there. Otherwise, they're going to wait till he gets released and they're going to try to go for him just by paying him or whatever instead of having to give up a draft pick. So look for Houston to be a cap casualty. I don't know when his.
I think Friday is when the new.
Yeah, I would say
starts.
It's really soon.
So that's what I'm saying, within the next week.
So I would think he would be released here in the next couple of days. So by next show we should know what's going on.
Yeah.
The thing with Dee Ford, the franchise tag makes sense because they need to focus on. I'm sure they want to focus on. I've heard they want to get a deal done with Tyreek. Which the rumors on that is that they're going to make him the highest paid receiver in the NFL. I don't know if I totally agree with that because that formula hasn't worked for anyone. But if that's what it takes to keep him, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You kind of got to do it. But a lot of times these higher paid receivers, they're not on teams that win Super Bowls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the last 5 Super Bowl champions, however it is, don't have that guy.
Don't even have a big time paid quarterback either.
Quarterback.
Yeah,
and Brady. Well, Brady's up there. Brady's, I think, on NFL salaries, he's like 6 or 7. But like I say, he's not number 1.
Yeah,
Rodgers and Ryan get paid more than him.
Yep.
But the receiver, the formula has been teams that put a lot of money into O-line and defense. A lot of times, that's the ones that come through. So paying the top receiver like a Brown. Or I don't know who else the higher paid guys are. Julio Jones,
yeah, Antonio Brown.
No playoffs for Jones, right? Atlanta, no playoffs. You got top paid receiver, no playoffs. But the Chiefs are a little bit different.
Probably Odell Beckham with the Giants.
No playoffs.
Yeah,
his contract's mega. No playoffs. So I I'm cool. I'm still cool with it, but I'm just throwing that out there just to kind of point of reference.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to take care of Hill first, and then they'll move on and try to work out a deal with Dee Ford if they think he's going to fit the system, which I think he will. So that's that. On our social media and Twitter and everything, let us know what you guys think about Houston being released. Still had 9 sacks last year. I mean, he's still a good player.
Yeah.
He was hurt a couple games too. Still had 9 sacks. So let us know on our social media at Midwest Mikes what you guys think about the Houston, and then what you guys think is going to happen with Dee Ford. If he's going to play under franchise, or if we're going to try to sign him to a bigger deal. It'll be a big deal.
Yeah.
So just let us know.
Yeah, that's at Midwest Mikes, MIDWEST MICS on all social media platforms. So moving on, talk a little bit more football here. Kyler Murray was the big news at the Combine this last week. You know, everybody was talking about his height and his weight more than any throws, because he didn't throw, he didn't work out. And they were talking about his interviews. Charlie Casserly, who is with the NFL Network, who has been a big time general manager and front office person in the NFL. He was at Washington for a long time,
Right.
and did pretty well there. Had a pretty good track record as a GM. Says that all of his interviews and the way he answered questions was below average.
Yeah, not very good combine interviews for Murray.
Yeah.
What's funny about that too is I haven't seen interviews like that, but post game interviews with him, I've always kind of been impressed by him. I thought he spoke well, and I felt like he was kind of a leader. So for that news to come out, it kind of surprises me.
Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about Kyler Murray. I think that Kyler Murray has a chance to be an average quarterback in the NFL. I do not see him coming in and changing the league. I don't see him as a Russell Wilson. And again, I'll give credit to Colin Cowherd here, but he made this point. Everybody looks at Russell Wilson because he was a third-round pick and he's been to 2 Super Bowls. Kyler Murray's not going to be a third-round pick. He's going to be a potential top 10 pick.
Potential number 1 pick.
Potential number 1. And you look at players that are drafted in the first round different than you look at players drafted in the third round.
Right.
So I don't see the love for Kyler Murray. I mean, I think he was a great college player. Don't get me wrong. But when he played against those top teams, the SEC defenses that are probably as close to an NFL defense as you can get in the college game, he didn't play very well. He didn't have really good days. So I am not on the Kyler Murray hype train. I think he can be an average player in the NFL, average quarterback.
My thing is if you are, it's not. I really don't feel like this draft is not. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't feel like it's huge on quarterback.
No, I mean you've got Kyler Murray. You have the guy from Ohio State.
Yeah, that's.
I can't think of his name off the top of my head. You got Drew Lock from Missouri.
Yeah.
Who are, I feel like, kind of your top 3 quarterbacks coming out. And we will do a mock draft like we did last year.
Yeah,
with the top 10.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins.
See, I'd take Haskins over Murray.
Yeah.
Right now I would. I don't know if I'd take Lock over Murray. Lock seems like a good. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean,
you're a Missouri fan.
Yeah, I think Lock's a good quarterback.
He had a great career in Missouri.
Totally, and played against SEC defenses, and he's got it. So I can see Lock going first or second, not first overall. I think first overall should be Bosa. I don't even know how. I mean, I a lot of times I feel like it also depends on who fits your system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, as much as I love Mr. Patrick Mahomes, I think he would have done well on pretty much every team. But because he got drafted with Andy Reid, I mean, totally excelled.
Absolutely.
Totally excelled. Russell Wilson, We were talking about Russell Wilson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comes to a third.